and welcome back to another episode of Rumor Central, the rumor podcast where we talk about nothing but the rumors going on in the movie news world. I'm your host, Gio Ramos, and I'm here again with Jake and Jacob from Apocalypse. How you guys doing?
Good. Glad to be here.
Jake, I think we should start our own show called Jake and Jake in the Morning. That would be awesome.
Hey, they got Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN, yeah.
Saying no, just kidding. What's going on, everybody? I'm glad to be on Rumor Central yet again.
Today we have DC rumors. Rumors regarding Green Lantern Corps and the Flash movie. So pretty exciting stuff. But first, we're going to have an open discussion real quick. An opening topic I want to bring up. There's a report that says Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition, will be 181 minutes long, which is 30 minutes longer than the theatrical cut. There's no saying how much of a difference this extended cut will make on the film overall, but if we've learned from Snyder's previous films, the longer editions are significantly better. If you're Warner Brothers, if you guys are Warner Brothers, considering the popularity of the DC property, a director like Snyder, do you allow the original cut to be the final cut of the movie? And before you guys answer, let me give you some examples of profitable 3-hour-long movies. You have the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Each one grossed more than Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. You have The Dark Knight Rises, clock it in at 2 hours and 45 minutes, which grossed over $1 billion. And you have Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, 2 hours and 48 minutes long, grossed $960 million. So 3-hour movies can be profitable. Just wanted to point that out there. Not trying to change you guys' opinions, but what do you think?
So you're asking the original cut of Batman v Superman?
Of Justice League Part 1.
Oh. So I was going to say the difference is, those movies are great. Lord of the Rings are all three masterpieces in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
But then you started naming Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had to.
But absolutely not. I do not want a 3-hour-long Justice League movie. There's one of the problems with Batman v Superman is you could cut out 30 minutes of that movie and it would have made it better. And I liked Batman v Superman a lot. Mm-hmm. And you could have cut out a lot of things. So I don't mind long movies, but I'd rather them be like Jungle Book was an hour and 45 minutes. And I felt like nothing was missing. The story was fluid all the way through and every scene, made sense from one scene to the next. So I don't think movies need to be long to be effective, even if you have a lot going on. With Justice League, I feel like if it was 3 hours, it would be because they're trying to set up Justice League Part 2. And just focus on this story that you're trying to tell. You don't have to have 5 other side stories going on. But, it's very difficult because you need to introduce all these characters and stuff. It's not like the Avengers where you already knew everyone.
And set up their solo movies going forward.
Yeah, so unfortunately it probably is going to be 2 hours and 50 minutes long, but I want it to be an hour 50 or 2 hours at the most.
Really?
Yep.
That's short. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you, Jake? What do you think?
I would highly consider not going to see the movie if it's 3 hours long.
Whoa.
Whoa. I saw Batman v Superman. It was 2.5 hours. I was there for 20 to 25 minutes too long, and I didn't like the movie.
Oh my god.
So, you would still go see Justice League though.
Well, it's Justice League, but seriously, 3 hours of another Zack Snyder club fest where all he focuses on is big action sequences and no story. I don't know if I can handle another one of those because he seems to be making these DC movies for himself and not for great movies, and it's not working. And we've all talked about how we would rather see someone else on Justice League, and if he made a 3-hour cut of Justice League and it became the theatrical version, it would be his movie for himself. That would be my feeling towards it personally. It's way too long. I don't even care about the 3-hour Batman v Superman version, to be honest. That's just my feeling towards it.
I got you.
But I would obviously go see the movies, Justice League, it's, all those guys, but it's way too long. Like Captain America Civil War, I know you don't want to bring up the Marvel DC crap, but that's 2 hours, 20 minutes, and it has 12 heroes in it. That's 40 minutes shorter than what they're saying a Justice League movie could be. You don't need another 40 minutes focus, like Jacob said, focus on the story. You can
Audiences get fatigued. They really do.
You can get 2 hours to 2:15 is like a perfect number, and you focus on story, and you can have your big action set pieces.
Yeah, I'm fine. I think maybe I was being, maybe 2 hour 50 is not enough time, but 2:15 sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Civil War is going to be, what, 2 hours and 40 minutes? 2:35? 2:35? What?
It's 2:20.
2:20? Are you sure?
It's 2:20.
Are you sure? I don't know.
It's 2:20.
No, I think you're right, actually. No, I'm thinking of something else. But I don't know, guys. I mean, I
Like
mean,
2:25 or something like that.
of course, I'm going to have a different opinion. I think I wouldn't mind a 3-hour-long Justice League movie, part 1. 2 hours and 27 minutes.
For Captain America Civil War.
I mean, it's in the same ballpark,
It
but
doesn't.
I guess
If the movie's great, it doesn't matter. If you don't notice that it's that long, it doesn't matter. The thing is, I really like Batman v Superman, but I noticed it was long.
I think it's all about the story. Like, cause Gone Girl was how long? Like 2 hours and 15 minutes long or something like that.
No, that movie was long.
Because and I remember walking out of the theater and I wanted to see more.
2 hours and 29 minutes.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, see, but the thing is, that story kept you going.
Yeah.
That one just kept you going. Whereas Batman v
Well,
Superman
that's
is
like you said. If it's told effectively, you even agree that there's things in Batman v Superman that are unnecessary.
Well,
right?
I think that there's stuff that they can cut out.
Yeah.
But that would, kind of help the film.
Yeah.
But given how much was trying to be established, I mean, it's a debate. I mean, it's kind of a one-sided debate, but it's still a debate.
Hey, it's an interesting opening discussion because it gets us going. I mean,
Definitely.
it's something that's going to be talked about until it comes out next year. So
Yeah. Well, again, we'll have to wait and see. So let's move on to these rumors. Rumor has it Green Lantern Corps will have 3 human lanterns. Those lanterns will be Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and Kyle Rayner. And the rumor goes on to mention that Hal Jordan will be an already established Green Lantern. He'll be like an older, wiser Green Lantern, a la Batman. And John Stewart and Kyle Rayner, they'll kind of be the younger Green Lanterns. With Kyle Rayner, possibly it'll be like a passing of the torch. If you don't know about Kyle Rayner in the comics, he was big in the 90s. He actually was the protege of Hal Jordan when Hal Jordan hung it up and moved on. So what do you guys think about the direction of this buddy cop space flick and it going to multiple lanterns?
I'm definitely down. And Green Lantern is actually one of my favorite DC characters, and you can't do a Green Lantern movie without Hal Jordan. It's just not possible. You can't do it. No matter how many lanterns there are, he's the guy. And if you want to make him an older guy who possibly passes down the torch or, is near the end of his run, I'm game. It sounds exciting. It's called Green Lantern Corps for a reason. And to have 3 human lanterns in it would be really, really cool. John Stewart's a great asset. Kyle Rayner, man, that guy, he's a hothead, which makes him so cool. He's so different from John Stewart and Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan is a hothead in his own right. But
if he's going to be older, it's going to be a different experience.
Kyle Rayner, man, he is a different breed, and it would make for some very interesting stuff on screen. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but there were a few articles this morning saying that they're actually looking for George Miller to direct this movie.
I saw that. I just read that 20 minutes ago.
So
yeah,
that would be really, really cool to have him direct this kind of big movie, and he can make some seriously cool leads. We saw that in Mad Max Fury Road. He can make some serious cool versions of Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and Kyle Rayner. I think it would be awesome. Again, it's just rumors and speculation, all that kind of stuff. But as for having 3 human lanterns and having an older Hal Jordan, I'm definitely in, because if it was my decision, if it was a solo Green Lantern movie, I would want to see John Stewart. And this, to me, kind of says, okay, Hal Jordan's going to be in there, but I think John Stewart might be the lead Lantern, where he's kind of in his prime per se, more than Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan's getting ready to retire.
So if that's the case, I'm all in. If it's not, it doesn't matter, because three human lanterns would be really cool. Either way, it's going to be like a Guardians of the Galaxy type movie. Space cops, galaxies, universes, planets, aliens, like all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a really, really cool movie no matter what.
I'm split on this. First of all, I love that they're going for Green Lantern Corps and not a solo Green Lantern movie because I want to see DC's version of a space team, Guardians of the Galaxy type. But also, it's very different because they're space cops. They all have to protect a certain planet, right? Like every planet in the galaxy
planets,
gets.
They call them sectors.
I'm curious because one planet gets one Green Lantern. How is there going to be 3 Green Lanterns from Earth? I'm curious how that's going to work. Maybe they figure out a way. Like maybe each planet gets a team of lanterns. Maybe that's how they go about it. But also, I want to see a young Hal Jordan done right. That's where I'm split. But if they're going to do this, I'm totally fine with them going for old Hal Jordan because we always talk about older actors that we want to be in superhero roles, and we're like, nah, he's too old. This is a situation where you can go older for Hal Jordan.
Sylvester Stallone.
You know, maybe someone in their 30s. Hey, maybe someone in their 30s for Jon Stewart, and then someone in their young or mid-20s for Kyle Rayner. That would be freaking awesome. I'm curious, are there any popular female Green Lanterns in the comics?
Human? No humans. They actually just created one for the new DC comics.
Maybe bring her in because I don't know. I could see people being like, "Oh, there's no women in here. Like, why does it have to be 3 guys?" But these are the 3 Green Lanterns from Earth.
There are a ton of women aliens, though.
Yeah, but I was going to bring that up. I think there's going to be a team of like 5 or 6 Green Lanterns that have to save the galaxy or some mission, and I guarantee at least 1 or 2 of those alien Green Lanterns will be female. So I think that's where they can take care of that. But I love the idea of having 3 different human Green Lanterns with 3 different personalities and how they're going to clash with Hal Jordan as the leader kind of guiding them, and then Jon Stewart being like the military-minded guy, and then Kyle Rayner being the hothead. That sounds amazing to me. I can't wait.
Yeah.
If it's true.
If it's true, yeah. I love the approach. Hal Jordan, unfortunately, he kind of got his chance with
even though I thought Reynolds was a great Hal Jordan, but that movie was just
the movie
stupid.
Gets, so I kind of like the idea of this Hal Jordan being older, established, kind of almost on his way out, but still sticking around for a little bit. And yeah, like you guys said, the idea of multiple lanterns, it just makes the movie so much more interesting, and it's different. That's what Warner Bros. Is trying to go for. They want to do different than that 2011 movie. So, and I was just thinking about it. I think Ryan Gosling would make a good Hal Jordan. Maybe that's just me.
Kyle Rayner.
Or I think he's a little bit too old. He's mid-30s.
I could see that. I could see him. He stays away from these big blockbuster films, which I hate because he's a great actor. Mm-hmm. Because he's on his way to 40.
If I'm not mistaken, he was in the Green Lantern running like a year ago when there was rumors floating around.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, I know he was in the running for Beast, for Beauty and the Beast, and he fell out of that. I think that's perfect casting for older Hal Jordan, I think, because he's on his way to 40 years old.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as I would like to see Tyrese play Jon Stewart, I think he's a little bit too old. Maybe a Michael B. Jordan. I mean, because he's not in any superhero franchise,
Gosling's
right?
35 years old. He can play the older Hal Jordan. Who's that actor? Man, I can't remember his name, but he directed a film, an indie film that's coming out later this year, and he's the star of it too. Birth of a Nation.
Nate Parker.
Nate Parker. I've never seen him in anything,
Jon Stewart,
but I've heard that he's an amazing actor.
He was in Beyond the Lights.
Yeah, Christian Harloff from Collider always brings this up, that he wants Nate Parker to play Hal Jordan. And
Jon Stewart, right?
Or no, Jon Stewart. My bad. And if he's as good as people say he is, heck yeah, get Gosling, Hal Jordan, Nate Parker as Jon Stewart, and then a young Logan Lerman as Kyle Rayner.
I think you need a little bit someone older than Ryan Gosling though, as an older Hal Jordan though, don't you think? Because he would kind of look like he could be in his prime still.
Yeah, but I think you don't want to go too old though. You don't want to make him feel like he can't be in the action, even though I know the Lantern gives him the powers. It's irrelevant in a way, but I'm thinking, get
like a Christian Bale.
Sure. Hell no, he wouldn't do it. But I'm just saying, Gosling.
Like Matt Damon.
Sure. But Gosling, by the time they start shooting this, Gosling will probably be 37, 38. Yeah. And you could age him up a little bit if you want. I just think could fit that personality of Hal Jordan. But it can be, why not Brad Pitt? He wouldn't do it, but that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Hey, if George Miller is directs, you never know. That changes everything.
Mel Gibson, if George
There
Miller
you
directs.
go.
There's your guy.
And he's old. Don't you
There's
think?
your guy.
We'll
That
see.
means he would have been Green Lantern for like 40 years.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to another rumor regarding the Flash.
Wow, this is an all DC
Yep.
rumor central.
All DC. So the Flash looks like it'll be casting for 5 major supporting characters, and if you watch the show, you'll recognize a lot of these names. So the names are Iris West, Eobard Thawne, Leonard Snart, Fred Chai.
I don't know who that is, actually.
And Jay Garrick. So, look, it's going to be quite difficult for fans of the Flash TV show to kind of be open to a different, version of these characters played by different actors and different takes on them. But, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you like seeing these characters in the Flash movie?
Well,
Yeah.
these are all rumors. It's the rumor podcast. I mean, we know this movie's coming no matter what.
Right.
I'm really torn because I'm a huge fan of the TV show. Oh man, it's tough. I go back and forth. Flash season 1 is arguably, to me, the best comic book season on TV of all time. So I'm really attached to these characters. Freaking Leonard Snart in The Flash and on Legends of Tomorrow is one of the best comic book villains on TV. He's not even a villain anymore, but he's one of the best comic book characters on TV pretty much that I've ever seen. I freaking love that character. So it's going to be hard for me to see another Leonard Snart. I feel like they should go, because there's so many different rogues in the Flash gallery, so why not stay away from the ones that are so prominent on the TV show? But they don't care. They're going to go for it. Yeah, Eobard Thawne. I'm curious, if they're going for Jay Garrick, there's going to be another speedster in this movie. It's going to be interesting. And what about the rumor that Cyborg is going to co-star in the film as well? So this could be. I like that though. That could make it different from the TV show and make it interesting. Yeah, I don't even want to start thinking about potential actors and actresses for the roles, but yeah, it's going to happen no matter what. They're going to cast these characters. They're going to be different iterations from the TV show, and we're just going to have to accept it. I'm open to it. I'm not like one of these, ignorant fans who are like, no, F that, the show and only the show. I'm down for a movie. I just hope they separate themselves and make it a lot different.
Yeah, Eobard Thawne is described as Central City's Bill Gates, the smartest man in the room, suffers from a degenerative disease like Stephen Hawking, rumored to be confined in a chair. Leonard Snart is described as being ex-military and turns out to be working for Eobard Thawne. Kind of the muscle and the way that one dude was in Batman v Superman. Jay Garrick is supposedly a cameo. Iris West.
Who is Fred Shari, though? Do you
He's
know?
a cop.
Okay.
He was in Flash season 1.
Really?
Yeah, it was a quick.
Is he a big character in the comics?
Yeah,
Kind of.
Well, I mean, as
not
far
as
as
big
supporting.
as
He's just a cop in Central
Yeah,
City.
he's a chief, a police chief in Keystone
okay.
City.
Well, 'cause they
the
made-
neighboring city.
Yeah.
Keystone.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so there's all that. Look, okay, I'm open to it. Okay, like the toughest one for me is gonna be Leonard Snart, Captain Cold, because the dude on the TV show is just so good at playing that character. But like Lex Luthor, we've seen different versions of the character both on the TV show and on the movies. So I think the important thing here is to just be open about it. Out of all the DC movies, I feel like this one would be the toughest because you consider the show on TV, you consider the first-time director, Seth Graham Smith, I think is his name. And I mean, just how popular the TV show is. But, I like the names. I like that they're going for it, do your own version, your own version of these characters. So, Jake, what do you think about this?
And it makes sense. These characters are Barry Allen's, Jim Gordon's and Lois Lane's and like that kind of stuff. They're the core central characters that are around him all the time. And the one that sticks out to me the most is Jay Garrick, and just because you had mentioned it's a cameo, I think in some way, shape, or form, he's gonna time travel forward, or Flash is gonna actually time travel back, and it's gonna be maybe a quick speech about you have to do this and this and this to become a speedster, or like learning the Speed Force and stuff, whatnot, really quick.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Or pun intended.
Yeah, but because Jay Garrick he's always from the past.
Well, it can be kind of his mentor in a way.
Yeah,
in the Speed Force.
Because he's always like, unlike the TV show, and obviously we don't know who Jay Garrick is right now on the TV show, but he's always been an older character from the past. And so that's kind of how I see it going down. Iris West is a lock, obviously. I'm surprised Patty Spivet's not on there. I'm sure she will be at some point. But yeah, I mean, it all makes sense. Eobard Thawne, you got to have the reverse Flash be the bad guy, or at least build him up to be the bad guy at some point later on. Captain Cold, he's one of the greatest rogues that Flash has. He's awesome. That means maybe we'll see his sister Golden Glider, and that'd be really cool to see. But yeah, I mean, it all makes sense. And the Flash is, other than Batman, the normals, he's my favorite DC character. And I don't know. I'm not very sure on Ezra Miller still as Barry Allen, but I'm still very excited for the movie. I think this character deserves a big screen debut. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and he's gonna be a very different character from the TV show, I hope. And we'll see where it goes. But as for the character list, it makes sense.
All right, and that's a wrap for Rumors Central, guys. Thanks for joining me again in this all DC rumored podcast. Tell them where they can find you guys, Jacob.
You can find me, Jacob Bartley, online on Twitter at Jacob Bartley _ on this Apocalypse Movies YouTube channel, on all the podcasts and reviews. And please subscribe, hit that like button, comment. We really appreciate it, and we love talking to all of you.
And Jake Berlin.
Twitter, Instagram at Qui-Gon Jake, apocalypsemovies.com every day. Check out the Padawan podcast. Check out Make 'Em Watch It. New movie reviews we got going on.
And I'm your host, Gio Ramos. You can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24. And hey, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.